And we're live. Little Studio 586B, where's the line? Fourth day running. We're still here.
Going strong.
Going strong. Going strong, going strong, going strong. Today on Where's the Line? Yesterday we talked about the dream. What brought us here. Why we're doing this. What holds us back, Ross? What?
Hesitation.
Hesitation.
Yes.
I get that. Can you give me a little more?
Not just doing things.
Right. That we. Well, but isn't that about?
If you discover that there's a thing that you need to do, you need to do it, and you can't really hesitate. Because once you hesitate, then you're gonna think about it, and then you're gonna get in your head about it, and then you're gonna not do it.
So, when I think of defining things about this show, I sometimes go back to Seinfeld, the show about nothing.
Okay.
Everybody fronting, everybody putting on a show for someone. What about a show about not putting on a show?
That was like the idea of Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is a show about nothing.
Okay.
That in reality, Seinfeld is just about people in situations. It's not. It's life. It's a show about nothing.
Okay.
In my head, to some extent, we're a show about nothing. No, that I know. No matter how hard I work to the end of my days, I don't think there are. I don't think there's a show I can go to and go, ooh, that show was perfect on every note every day. Especially a live show. A live show, it's especially hard.
Mhm.
I'm willing to show that.
Mhm.
I'm willing to go. First off, it's our first week.
Mhm.
I have had to try and overcome my anxiety about our exposure by just saying, screw it, we're exposed.
Mhm.
That once it's out on a platform, putting it out on any other platform is the same. So that it doesn't blow my mind. I printed a book, not printed, okay, put it available digitally on Amazon that I know isn't where I want it to be.
Mhm.
I hope someday I get to do another version of it.
Mhm.
But I believe there are things in it that are of value or were of value to me in getting through the anxiety and the depression.
Mhm.
So I put it out,
Mhm.
knowing I wasn't totally happy with it.
Mhm.
But also knowing that that admits my own frailties in a way. That it shows that in showing some of my weakness, in showing my imperfection, I'm admitting my own humanity in a way.
Mhm.
In my head, these are our archive shows to some extent. These are the shows that when somebody first starts out, eventually somebody loves you so much they're willing to go back and watch them.
Okay. I get that.
You know what I mean? That what holds us back is anxiety, all of us. And those things we ourselves most vehemently, and those things we judge ourselves most vehemently for in our deepest inner sanctum are often the very things we judge others most harshly for. We are lost in a darkness of our own making because we are afraid of our own light. The judgment of it.
Right.
What if it's not perfect?
Right.
What if humans aren't perfect? What if we accepted that we're not perfect? That doesn't mean throw out. It means our primary focus right now, as hard as it is some days, folks. I'm not. Those of you that are aware that I was really trying to come out with a bunch of stuff at Christmas and got overwhelmed by the holidays. That for me, social anxiety, PTSD, feeling afraid of whether or not I can count on support, count on, afraid that If I accept that there's a net underneath me, I will fall and there will be no net.
Right.
Um, and I mean, it's not something new. We talk about imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is the idea that you feel constantly like the rest of the world's going to go, well, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. That, you know what? Oh, you thought you had something figured out? No, you don't.
Right.
And the part I can never figure out is the other people.
What do you mean the other people?
So this summer I went through a phase where I was very open, I felt very alive.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably, as far as my practice goes, in the best place I've ever been in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm big on seeing people. And so I was trying to bring together a community of like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried to do everything I could to lift them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turned around and realized they were pushing me down.
Mm-hmm.
As I was trying to lift, behind my backs, they were saying awful things about me and not supporting me. And then when it came to, we were going to do a big show. We were really
Right.
excited.
Yeah.
We were both really excited.
We put a lot of work into it.
We put a ton of work in it. We were keyed up. We had film crews come in. We had drummers come in.
Yeah.
We were like, this is our moment. This
Right.
is our, ta-da, 586B.
Right.
But then the people involved didn't even want our name involved with it. Even
Right.
though we were going to spend,
There was a whole thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was crushing. It was a decision. The artist who ended up actually playing the show had spent the day berating my ability to put a show together
Mm-hmm.
and explaining what a better job he could do and
Mm-hmm.
how worthless what we were doing was. And this was all over the fact that I'd asked him to play instrumental under some spoken word stuff. He didn't like my art, the way my art came out. Whatever. But it was going to cost $500 more that week to put that show on.
Right.
How could you?
Right.
They wouldn't even let your name, like, the whole point of promoting something is the idea that people are going to get to know your name, and nobody was willing to let
Right. Right.
the
Right.
studio's name be around saying, like, hey, wait a minute. I know I'm just a little guy, but if I was a radio station, you'd be like, oh, wow, you're putting on a huge show.
Right. Right. Right.
I thought those people were supporting me until I stopped and looked around. And in my life, I've had a lot of times where people gave me lip service.
Mm.
They were here for me in name and in need.
Mm-hmm.
Not in wanting me in their world.
Mm.
Not in supporting me in their world. But we throw a good spread and there's lots of food, and
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with supporting me. And that's hard. That's...
Yeah, that's difficult.
I mean, Oh, I was going to move something, but I can't even find it, so you know what? I can't even see. I don't know. So I'm overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly am waiting for the world to turn on me. That's just kind of my... What if I'm just crazy and it's stupid that I'm doing this?
I don't think you're crazy.
You know, I quote unquote want to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're all closeted on some level. We're insecure in our own identity. We're afraid of being discovered by others, by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not even so much the world isn't comfortable with who we are. We're not comfortable with who we are.
Yes, that's very true. I was watching a video that was about they were talking about Vanilla Ice, and
Word to your mother.
one of the things that they were talking about was that he wasn't better than most of the rappers that he was like going against. Like I think that there was some like rap battle or some sort. It was like a tournament, and he wasn't really better than most of the people, but people would cheer for him because of the fact that he was so confident in himself. And because of the fact that he was so confident in himself, they would cheer for him just because of that. And I mean, yeah, he'd still get killed by other people, but
right.
like just that sheer belief in himself caused other people to be like, well, maybe he's got something because he believes in himself, so maybe we should see something.
Hold on just a second. Somebody's not. We're checking a problem. It appears nobody can see it.
No one can see it?
That's what I'm being told.
Wait, let me...
Oh, it says we're live now. We are actually live now. Hey guys, we are actually live now.
Yep.
I don't think I said anything yet that would get us thrown off the air, did I? Maybe? I don't think so. Doubt that.
It's the 13th, right?
It is the 13th.
Yeah, it says we're live now.
Pop out our talking module here. Sorry folks, a little live producing going on. Live
Yep.
producing.
Yeah, it's up. We're up.
We're up.
Yep.
Damn, that's good good stuff right there. I was trying to, there's a way to pop out my, is it not giving me the one? That's what I'm looking for. Hey everybody.
Everybody. Yeah.
What you struggling with today? So what are you struggling with today, Ross?
What am I struggling with today? Overthinking.
You lost our own heads.
Inaction.
It is a reality that, where's it at? My God, I write so much stuff. Sometimes folks, that just finding stuff is work. I know. There we go. Expectation, attachment, fantasizing, catastrophizing. We have a vision of how we want it to be. We have an attachment on how we want it to be. We're attached to it. Oh, it should be this. And then we fantasize, which turns into catastrophizing, because the more we put out there of, oh, I know it's got to be just like this, it slows us down. And I don't mean just us putting out a show. I mean your day to day.
Yeah.
That you wake up going, man, I can't wait for my cup of coffee, and you're out of coffee.
Right.
It's that simple. It's an
That can ruin your
expectation
whole
of
day.
coffee.
Yeah.
Can it?
It can. Definitely.
Or can you?
Well, yeah.
which that to some extent, I joke about it being you all the way down. That in the end, it's our perspective that defines how this works. There are days, boy, you gotta grow up all at once. I need today to be one of those days. It's just written here. It's just a thing I'm reading. I'm constantly taking notes. I'm constantly trying to figure it out. I had somebody reach out to me. It was a Buddhism group. I'm a member of a variety of different religious groups. Not a member, but I am interested in the conversations.
Right.
I try to remind people that those that seek are not lost.
Yes.
We're not going to get today 100% right. You're not really going to get tomorrow 100% right.
No, you're not. You're never gonna get anything.
Each day you're going to practice and try.
Right.
And try and learn from the days before. That's all you can do. Now, are there days I shut down? Are there days I shut down?
Yes. Yes, I do too.
One of the joys of this program is we're honest about the fact that in today's world, anxiety and depression are just kind of a part of most people's lives on some level.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, that we've agreed that we're going to be here at noon, drag our ass or whatever. For you. Dun, dun, dun. For you, all for you. We're going to do it all for you. And we can't really do it all for them.
Right. We have to do it for us.
We have to do it for us. But at the same time, I don't know how to do that. I'm not good at doing things for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I needed yesterday because I had to remember why I was here. That I had to remember I wasn't here for me. Because I part of my dilemma is I see the spirit or the universe, whatever you want to call it, in everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I see it in every living thing. I see it in my cat. I see it in my... I don't have any dogs. My dog back in the day. You can't see that dog anyway. There's a giant poster in front of it with a dude, scuba diving dude and a magician.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with that. Scuba diving dude and a magician. That's ridiculous.
That's funny.
That's me. Ridiculous is what I do. I'm in therapy, trying to deal with the fact that I love all of you, but the problem is I don't have a lot of compassion for myself. That the breakdown in our much smaller community now is often whether or not I'm able to take care of myself. Whether or not I put up the lines I need. See, where's the line? We're going to get there. We're always going to get there, folks. It's always a line. There's lots of lines, don't worry. But you know what I mean? That whether or not I'm protective of my well-being. Oftentimes, I spend most of my time just feeling bad for everybody else's well-being and trying to stay out of their way because I want everybody to have a good life. I want to not push.
Right.
I want to lift. And that's I know that sounds like almost the same thing. Pushing in my head though is making somebody feel bad for not moving.
If I can ever see myself putting myself in a bad position to soothe someone else, I can't do it. Other than that, I usually try to keep other people's thoughts in my mind. Unless I'm putting myself in a bad position, then I can't do it.
And maybe it's a parenting thing that happens for me. There's been a lot of kids in my life, most of my life.
Okay.
I've let a lot of them down. I don't think... I'm always of the belief that if a group cares about every member of the group but themselves, you got a hell of a lot more people caring about yourself. One person caring about you is one person. That the true answer is if we all cared about each other, I don't have to spend all my time worried about me.
I think I've learned to some extent that I can't count on other people caring about me, because I'm the only person who has a responsibility to care about myself. I think I to some extent have a responsibility to care about myself, because I've had several times in my life where I was almost pulled in a direction just because of the fact that I wasn't thinking about me. And I've almost made career choices and life choices based on other people. And because I've had those experiences, I can't allow myself to think about...
You get that scares the hell out of me, right? That whole outlook scares the shit out of me. Because...
Why does it scare you?
Because I can't do that.
Why? Why not?
Because I believe the answer on how we fix things is compassion. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean not treating yourself compassionately, but I don't see myself as somehow more important than...
I didn't say I see myself as more important. I don't expect anyone to care about me. So I have to care about myself because I don't expect anyone to.
So
I don't want people to care about me if that means that I don't care about me. if that, like, I don't know.
I don't think you stop caring about yourself. I think you can. So for me, my reaction to this is, if I can give anybody the knowledge that there's one person in the world that will at least try to always be honest with them, at least try to be able to be counted on, that if I value my word that highly, because in my head that's about taking care of my word too. There's a self-centered part,
Right.
but that lifts a weight off somebody else. Just the fact that my word is good, just the fact that that people can go, no, I can count on Matt. Matt's been here. You know what? No matter what happened, Matt's like, you need to understand, I love you, and you're not. This is not the way this. That part's never in contention.
Yeah.
Because that's what I can do for everybody else. Be a better me. In my head, being a better me means I have to be more compassionate towards other people too. I'm not saying I have trouble prioritizing myself first because I've spent most of my life going, that's not how logic works.
I'm compassionate to other people until I can't be. Like,
see, I don't have a can't be.
I have a wall, and that wall is if I'm compromising who I am or how I feel.
Okay.
Not saying like not saying there isn't certain times where I have to feel like shit to help someone else. Not saying that.
If I see a burning building, I have to help put it out.
Right. I get that.
But I'm putting myself at risk.
That's a good point.
I see a burning world, and I know I'm putting myself. It may not look like this is a risky thing right here. For those of you out there going, man, he must be loaded that he can. No, I'm not. I'm going broke. Every last bit of me is going broke. Every last bit of it. To support.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom. I don't know how to not do it though. I had to come to terms with the fact that the other option was not doing it, and I can't. The building's burning.
I don't believe that the other option is not doing it. I believe that there's a middle path. I believe that there's a way.
Ignoring it?
No, there's a way to think about yourself and other people. There's a way to balance holding other people's thoughts and feelings and needs in your mind and still doing what you need to do. And one of the reasons why I've failed at it, I feel, is that I haven't executed what I need to execute. I haven't done what I needed to be done. I don't have the time to do other people's things because I'm too busy worrying about my own things, getting in my head about my own things, and not actually doing my own things. So because I'm not actually doing my own things, I can't actually get to other people's things.
I don't think of any of those things as other people's things. I think of living, and I don't want to ignore the well-being of others.
I don't either.
That I'm not, and I've said over and over again, compassionate to all things includes yourself. I cannot elevate myself as somehow more important than other people because I'm not.
I don't think I'm more important than other people. I just think that no one's gonna care about me like I will, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone else can think of someone like. I don't think it's a good idea to care about anyone more than yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to care about yourself more than other people, if that makes sense.
I think perspective is a lie, and us trying to define what we see already means we've lost. That our brain will start immediately playing games in our heads, and we will use logic to define why it's okay what we're doing. That logic is separate. That's why there's no subjective truths.
Mhm.
Truths are, you know, facts, and facts
Mhm.
are facts. Opinions are subjective.
Mhm.
But I can't trust my perspective to define that.
This is true.
My perspective is going to be self-centered,
Right.
and it's going to find a way to make it okay for me to do whatever I want,
Right.
because that's how humans work.
Right.
Which means I got to step out of that. Expectations, attachments, fantasizing, catastrophizing. So, all of that leads to. Much better. Did that help with the sound a little bit?
I'm not sure.
It's just the heater, folks. Sorry, it was driving me crazy. I promise I will fill the fish tanks tomorrow, though. Maybe we'll leave them down so you can hear the waves in the distance. I find that I need to be somehow open to the world.
What do you mean?
That when I start defining mine, I miss the rest of it.
Mhm.
That I'm ruining my day to day by my own, not narcissism, that's an overly used word, folks. Most people aren't really narcissists. But a self centered outlook, I get my greatest joy sometimes helping people.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's the one place I find solace, is that
Mhm.
somebody needs me. Nobody wants me, somebody needs me. I try to overcome the part of me that doesn't want to help.
Try to overcome
You see a guy on the side of the road.
Okay.
He's asking for money.
Right.
What's your first thought?
Help him. It's always my first thought. If I can,
Right?
like, literally, that's usually my first thought. Is I gotta find a way to help this guy.
Second thought.
Second thought,
Where's that money going?
actually, it might not be, but I'm not really sure. Actually, it might
Right.
be.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure of what my second thought is in that situation.
So now the guy asks you for a ride somewhere. Hey, everybody, Ross suddenly has a license.
Oh God, I wish.
Ross looks over at the gentleman and goes, dude, I don't even have a license. You shouldn't get in this car.
You shouldn't get in this car, dude. We get arrested, we're both going to jail. We're both going to jail.
You know I've ended up in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest part was I drove past. And then I drove back. And man, that guy was drunk. Oh my God. And whatever else and whatever. I ended up in 4 or 5 different neighborhoods. There was a point he wanted to be on the south side of Columbus. Those of you who don't know, we're on the northeast side of Columbus. I
ask him where he's going, and I evaluate where I'm trying to get to. and
That's how it started.
It's in my
No,
head.
Hey,
It's-
I'm in these apartments just up the street. I swear that's what he said. So I started up the street. He goes,
Nah,
this isn't it.
At that point, I'm sorry. I'm taking you to the first destination you gave me. I'm taking you to the first.
and so I did.
No,
And guess what? There was nothing there.
because if you tell me, hey, I need to get here, all right, point A, point B, get the out of my car.
But no, my point is, it
Like-
was never specific enough.
Okay, I get that.
Oh, can you take me over by OSU East? I'll know where I am.
Right,
So we get over there, and he's like, oh, no, actually, I need to be. And I'm like,
right.
dude, I'm not driving to the Far East Side.
Right.
We're central. We're like in downtown now.
Right.
I don't know. I want to be able to help people more. And I know that means that as much as I have to take care of me, I also have to prioritize that.
Mhm.
In my head, the thing that'll... So in that instance, the expectation was he was going to get in and tell me where the hell he wanted to go.
Right.
That didn't go well. I was attached to the idea I might get home at some point. I don't know. You know what? I don't think the day-to-day is easy for people.
No.
And I think part of the weight we carry is we sometimes think this is a weight only we know.
Yes.
I'm not really good at it right now, but my argument has always been I can't carry anybody's water for them, but I can help or hopefully try to figure out how to help set it down.
Right.
In our particular instance, it's been we've got to overcome this by just.
Right.
It has to become mechanical. I know that the editing isn't perfect. I know that the sound isn't perfect. And especially as a musician, you're going, I need the sound.
Well, to some
just
extent,
right.
it's not just that. It's mostly I don't think that the problem is that I want something done. The problem is that I'm not actually doing it. That's the problem in my head. Is that this has to be a well-oiled machine, and I'm trying to move on rust.
Well, here's the trick.
No, not just that, but I'm not even trying to move.
It's a tricycle right now.
To me, in my head, like I feel like I'm not even trying to move. That's the real problem in my head that I see, is that I've been focused on myself, and I've been focused on myself more than I would like to give credit. I mean, more than I would like. And it's
Where's the middle path on that?
Where's the middle path on that?
Yeah. So you're not touching the music because you're worried about editing the show. And you feel like you would feel guilty about working on something else?
I'm not touching anything because I'm worried about editing the show. I literally, like, yesterday I went in my room and watched TV all day.
I know.
And
we live in our studio.
Yeah. So
someday you'll get to see the front room. He's got the lush suite.
The reason that I feel like I've done that is because I've built up an expectation of how challenging the thing is going to be. And it's what I always do because I did it with music for a good amount of time. At least I did it with the recording and the mixing piece. I got to a place where it was easy and I was just doing it and I was getting it done. And then, boom, I built up an expectation of, oh, I'm going to have to do so much promotion and I'm going to have to do so much of this, that, and the third. So each step along the way, what I've found is I build up an expectation about how hard something is going to be. And then I end up not doing it because of the fact that I'm worried about how hard it's going to be, as opposed to just doing it.
That's what she said.
I'm not sure that works, but okay.
I'm worried. Never mind. And that is my note to the office. Better off Ted. Better Kenny.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
It is. Well, I get, so yeah, that we almost end up, so that's catastrophizing. We're making it worse before we even get there. Like, we're overwhelmed by it.
Yes.
So now, and that's why I've come up with the just F it.
To some extent, my just F it is a little bit different. I think that's the thing we've been spinning around.
I think that we both know we'd love to have beautiful promo pieces cut from all of this.
Right.
I think we just let the show be the show. You know, that in the end, this is a live show. We're going to cut promos out of it. There's good stuff. There's not great stuff. There's everything in between. You know, the reality is it's you and I being human, communicating, and trying to figure out where the lines are here.
Yes.
And that's kind of the point. That I'm every day I want to bring people here to realize they're not alone.
Right.
But part of that, and I'm going to be honest, we screaming at each other before the show today. I promise.
Yeah.
It was the perfect setup for today's show. I'm probably now getting a look that suggests I may have made that happen.
Okay,
I didn't, but I did.
Okay,
it wasn't a plan. Trust me.
Listen. I honestly thought that this was gonna go way worse than it has.
Well, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an old Howard Stern rule.
Okay.
If you've got a problem,
Yeah.
do you know where you have to talk about it?
On air.
On air.
Yep.
On air.
Yep.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
We are.
You're figuring it out. Hey, we're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. Everybody's figuring it out.
Yeah.
This show is about everybody figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know? This is the show about not putting on a show. Welcome to our not a show. You know, but to some extent,
Right.
my goal is to create a real thing that feels like something other people can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect promos is great.
Mm-hmm.
Real is real.
Right.
And that's okay.
Right.
Because part of what we're trying to show is it's not all glitz, it's not all glamour. I mean, the fake internet of things, the look at my perfect world, and then I walk into the room that actually looks like crap, and that's where I take real pictures. The, what do they call themselves? What is it when they get to, they're a promoter or a something or a...
It's just a promoter, I think.
No. Somebody that changes things. They're like, proud of the fact that they're the ones that make the new trends. Not trendsetter, but...
Influencer.
Influencer.
Oh
I'm
my
a
God.
golly influencer. I'm a jolly influencer. I am.
I hate
I'm a little
that
jolly
word
influencer.
so
Yes.
much. I hate that word. And yes, I use hate. Indiscriminately.
And I don't think that's real. I think the reason our children are falling apart, the reason we're falling apart, is unreal expectation. Attachment to what we think is real. Fantasizing about being the next Kardashians or whatever. Because I don't really follow that stuff. I apologize for being so out of time that I still think Kim K matters.
Well, the
She
thing
doesn't.
is, to some extent, my only reason that I'm so adamant about the editing thing is that I've seen that there are stupid reasons why people will not watch your stuff.
I'm okay with that.
There are stupid reasons.
So they
like,
watch week 2.
Huh?
So they watch week 2. We need to get our levels better here too. That what my goal. It's not perfect.
Right.
We're working on doing it better every day.
Right.
That the raw content is the raw content. The raw content goes boom boom. It's just the raw content. It's the source material, if you will. And once you accept that, this is the source material, as opposed to this is the end product.
I just thought of Facebook as the source material. Realistically, like if you want to get
Well, but I wanted, but
if you
more
wanna
available.
Get the real, if you want to get the real, then you go to Facebook. If you want to get the produced and edited version.
Well, the edited versions will be shorter. My thought is throw up the source material as source material.
My thought is, my problem is that someone sees the edited version and the clip, and they go to that, they watch that, they get an expectation, they come back to this, and they don't see the same quality, and then they click off. That's my thought. That's my thought.
I'm not worried about that.
I am.
Why?
Why? Because I
Which
want
one?
people to watch.
Which one of the 4 people watching you think are going to click off?
That's a good point.
That right now,
But I still think.
crawl before you walk.
Well, the
You're at
thing-
a spot where you can crawl.
Right.
Quit trying to walk.
I get that.
You're right. This show is going to get more and more produced as we go. You're day 4. Why are you holding yourself to a day 365 rule?
I'm not holding myself to a day 365.
No, but do you follow me?
I'm trying to set from day 1. This is what we do, and then it'll get better from day 1.
See, so
I think
agree,
I
but
think
I'm trying to show the whole process. I don't want to play the game of the internet of look at me, I'm an influencer and everything's perfect.
I don't
because
want
that's
to be
a lie.
an influencer. I don't want to be that.
Right, and that's why I want the live shows out.
The live shows are out. They're on Facebook.
I want them out on, I want them out on YouTube. I want us to be building our YouTube presence by getting up what we can and then perfecting the gems. This is unpolished. This is polished. Because it's real. Look, and then we take this thing that you remember and because that's life. The other's fake. I don't need fake. That, you know what? Pulling out your best bits for promotion's great, but seeing the process, especially on a day like today, any amount of cutting takes away from it.
I don't want to cut things. I
No,
don't.
no, no.
That's not what I want.
I understand. What I'm saying is, to quote the Beatles, let it be. And then edit and pick. It buys you time. You're holding this thing over your head that doesn't have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that, okay, this is already out. Now all I can do is make it better.
Mm-hmm.
People can already, all I can do is upgrade. I don't have to worry as much, but they're seeing this. It's real. We're real.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay that we're real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lighting doesn't have to be perfect yet. It just needs to be up where people can get to it. Where it can be shared, where it can be passed around. It can't be in its current form in a reasonable way outside of Facebook. So even if it's a whole episode up,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy. Just send through. And then we work out the bits. And then we're going to have endless content to pull stuff out of. To pull out for, we can pull out just audio. We can pull out audio video.
Mm-hmm.
We can put it up on Anchor and on Spotify. But I want people to see us grow. I want it to be okay that we have to grow. It has to be okay for me that we need to grow.
My thing is that we're gonna grow naturally, and I don't think that.
Well,
I don't think that you think of editing as a core component to some extent. I don't know.
You misunderstand me then.
Okay.
I totally get editing as a core component.
Okay.
As the guy that pulls out bits and does graphic design and stuff, I totally get that. But the point of putting up a whole show like every other show you've ever seen that's live is it's up there and it's live, and then you pull out the good bits. Yeah, it's live. We're live. If anybody's wondering, yes, we're live.
Yes.
It's alive. Live is what we're putting up. And it's okay. If you're seeing problems with the sound, we need to work on them on the board while we're recording. We need to figure them out so that just, it doesn't need to be fixed later.
No, I did fix them during the episode. But
Right.
What I'm saying is I have to account for the fact that it wasn't fixed for the first 10 minutes. In my head.
Right now, just throw them up. So you're stopped on the very first show.
I haven't sat down to look at it because I've been in my head about how hard it was
Right.
going to be to do it.
So
I just need to do it.
instead of, yes, you just need to put it on YouTube. And then you can edit it as much as you want. Live and real. The show that isn't a show. That isn't fake. That doesn't have somebody running up to put glitzy makeup on me or to make me pretty. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
That there will be growth. It's okay. Put it up where people can get to it. I understand. I have the same problem. That's why there's no website yet. You know, I fight with this stuff too, and I'm trying to go, hey, the way to overcome this one is to just do it.
Okay.
Because it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll get so the editing comes easy. There'll be presets. We'll know what we're doing. You're not there this week. That's okay. Quit beating yourself up. I don't expect you to. Why are you expecting you to?
Why am I expecting me to?
It's slowing us down.
It's slowing me down. It's not slowing you down. You're
The stuff's up on YouTube. It's slowing us down. Us, not me or you. We're in this together, man. That's the point. I believe in you. I believe it's good. Get it up. That's also what she said.
That's funny.
That otherwise we'll get in our head and either not play with it at all or play with it all day. And eventually it'll get lost again. If it's on YouTube, it can never get lost again. It belongs to the world. $586B, the line. Nightmares. The reality is life isn't always easy. Doing these kinds of things isn't always easy. Those of you who are at home going, oh, look at them, they're living the life. As we try and figure it out, day after day, well, after day.
I hope this is not the life.
Huh?
I said I hope this is not the life. So now I don't know.
I don't know either.
Life is working at things.
Life is working at things. Every day is a practice. Every day is a practice. We love you all.
Make sure to put the thing up.
We do, we do. The reality is that it's not always easy in the things we do.
Hmm.
You know what, oddly, watching as I scan through
I saw it on
computer.
my screen. The where's the line thing. Yeah.
Ta-da!
There we go. Yay!
Yay, where's the line? Where's the line? You know what? I know today wasn't as much fun as yesterday on the dream. I know nightmares are harder. Thank you for sharing them.
Did you end it?
Oh, we're about there. We really are. I kind of let it run a little long. I've got to play with the sound. Hope you guys had a good time.